G'day guys, welcome back to SuperCoach for DR and welcome to my round 3 review. What a bloody week of football, hey? Had a bit of everything. Obviously the big news was that Con McKenna from Essendon tested positive to COVID-19, and it didn't only send the AFL world into a spin, but it certainly sent the SuperCoach world into a spin. Look, I'm not going to talk too much on that situation because I really want to know what's going to happen next in order to form, a proper opinion, I suppose. And I'll leave that for a completely different video. But look, very quickly, I have heard some people agree with the best 18. I heard some people want, season averages or price to average for the Melbourne Essendon players. And I even heard some people that wanted to just cancel the whole round and just pretend that round 3 never existed. So, my opinion, I don't think there is an ideal situation, unfortunately. I certainly don't agree that it's fair for all people that we just cancel the round. I wasn't a big fan of the best 18. I was probably gunning for season averages for the Melbourne and Essendon players. But I think that's because that would have advantaged me because I obviously had Petrarca, had Viney, who'd obviously had that really good round 1 score, which is why I brought him into the side as well. And Dev Smith, you would have got a 105 for because he's obviously scored exactly 105 in round 1 and round 2. So I would have loved personally to have season averages. If that was the case, then yeah, I think I would have had a really good round. But obviously, that's not the case. It is what it is, and we have to deal with the best 18. But moving forward, I'm really, really keen to find out what they're going to do about all this. So I will leave it there. We'll get into the review, and we'll leave that for another video, as I said. So for me, this week, I went over the 2,000 mark, which was handy, 2014. Total score now, 6,318. I am now ranked within the top 10K, which is terrific. 8 out of 10 league wins. Had a bit of a bad luck story there. Very, very, very quickly. I had a bloke that hadn't used any trades, got out Petrarca, and in came Greenwood, and out went Clary, and in came Fife. I lost the $100 cash league match by 18 points. I'll leave it at that. But as I said, we'll talk about that another time. How'd the team actually go? Let's have a look. So I'll start off with the 2 trades that I made. As you can see, Pitney made his way into the side, as did Sam Sturt. So absolutely wrapped with the Pitney selection. I actually got Comben out, so I lost my DPP loop in the rucks, and I always love to have that DPP in the rucks. I think it's really, really easy to have it there. You're not stuffing around too much, having them in your forwards, backs, or your mids. But it was all about cash generation, and I thought, I need to get this bloke in. I don't want to trade Naismith out, and I'm a little bit worried, with injuries to Dusty at the moment and whatever's happening with our season. We still don't know what's happening with the Melbourne and the Essendon players, so I wasn't too keen to have Comben as an emergency in the forward line because I would have lost that loop anyway because I've got no DPPs there in my rucks at the moment. So I thought, look, I'm prepared to give up the DPP to get Pitney in. I think that it was just such a must-have trade to get in, even at your R3, like I've done, or probably R2 now, to be honest. Naismith will now go back to the R3. Sinclair got smashed over the weekend, so if Naismith's right, I certainly think that he makes his way back into the side straight away. But yeah, as I said, I was a little bit worried about having Comben there as a non-playing player as an emergency. Because if Dusty's out again, let's just say, and I'm not going to trade him, and now let's just say Sturt's out, then you're in big trouble there, having Comben there. So I decided to get Pitney in there. And Sturt I also brought in. So McInerney was a late out from Sydney, and he was omitted. So it wasn't an injury, and I thought that's probably not a great sign. I know they wanted to get McLean in to go a little bit taller, but I thought, look, he's not going to be making any cash this week. I was probably looking even at a Brown to trade out a Tyler Brown, but really glad I didn't in the end. I got McInerney out, stirred in. Look, he made a bit of cash there, but that 11's also going to be in his system for a while now, so a bit of a wasted trade, but you can't plan for him getting an 11 and getting injured like that. So, again, it is what it is, and I did have made a little bit of money there. So, on to the back line, how we performed there. I actually had a really, really great start. The first 2 matches, I had 300s, 3 pretty good hundreds out of 4 players. I had Sicily with his 128, Segler with his 120, Pickett everyone had a pretty lowly 50, and I also had McRae from the Dogs Giants games with a 133, so was looking really, really good at the start. But Sicily, really impressed with. In quarter one, I thought, yep, that's why I selected him. Perfect role for Supercoach, those long kicks, great meters gained. Yep, smashed it out of the park, Sicily. Really, really happy with that selection. Doherty, look, I think he's almost back to the Doherty of old, isn't he? 122, terrific score, all got him. Really, really happy. This is a pick that I got really, really wrong this year. Thought breakout contender, but he's taken some kickouts now and he's in the back line, so I need Dan Houston out ASAP. And there's another bloke that I really, really want to get in Jai Simpkin. I'd love to be able to swap him around for Houston, but I just don't have the DPP swings to be able to do it. So we'll have to see, what we can do there. But he's a bad pick now. Houston, we need to trade out Houston before he loses too much cash. This may be the last week before he really, really tumbles. So, I was planning on trying to save trades this week, and I was also looking to get him up to a Howe last week, but I decided to go with the Pitney and Sturt instead. And look, still really happy with the Pitney. Sturt, as I said, I think that you had to do it after he got 100, but just unlucky there. Noble bounced back a bit, looked a lot better there for 64. Starcevic, geez, after his 20 odd, was it 28 in round one, he's just gone bang bang. So yeah, terrific selection. He's definitely in the best 22 now at Brisbane, and that's been confirmed by the coach as well, and players that have been interviewed around the club. So being a Brisbane man myself, I'm absolutely wrapped with this kid. I know that when we got Lachie Neale, Freo were pretty keen to bring him across because he is from WA, but terrific selection there. Defensive mid as well, awesome. Zerk Thatcher I haven't got, but I do need a loophole option now that obviously I lost Combat in the ruck, so he'll stay there as a bit of a loophole. Williamson from Carlton, I could trade him to him and do a few things there, but yeah, wait and see with him. Brander, thought he played a really, really solid game. I thought he actually looked better than the 75, to be quite honest, but yeah, actually flew the flag for the Eagles, and not many Eagles players did, I don't think. Rivers didn't play, obviously. Into the midfield, Lachie Neale, absolute superstar, this bloke. Hopefully he wins the Brownlow. Again, I'm biased because, I love Lachie Neale and I'm a massive Brisbane fan, but look, if you haven't got him, you've been at a massive disadvantage because he's just smashed this season out of the park, and he's playing Adelaide this week, so, geez, I'd almost not worry about the vice-captain. I'm not serious in saying that, but I'll be certainly whacking the captaincy on him this week, and the vice-captain will have to have a pretty decent score for me not to go with Neale as captain. Cripps, 123, played a terrific game. McRae, back to his best, spent more time in the middle, which was terrific, and I think that was reflected in his score. Dangerfield, talk about getting a pick wrong. What have I done here? I just can't believe that I've done this. I had Dunkley in, and I traded in Dangerfield for Josh Dunkley. The amount of points that I lost, Dunkley just is doing what I thought that he would do. So, yeah, that was just a brain fade moment. Having those 5 trades, had made a trade at that stage, absolute brain fade, and geez, I regret it. I regret it so much. Stuff you, Danger. Oh, geez. Yeah. Anyway, on Zvani, he didn't play. Rowell, my goodness, this bloke's a keeper, I think. What a 170 odd, and he follows it up with another 140. So, I've got my M8 set. Is he M8? I might have my M2 set. Oh, kid's an absolute star. So, thank you, Matty Rowell. You are, geez, mate, words can't describe how good this kid is, I don't think. I don't think you'd even be able to bet on the Rising Star. I'm not really a betting man, but I reckon they would have just cancelled the market for it, I think. Pickett there, 50. Yeah, Buderick, tell you what, this kid's a star as well, I think. Just loved everything I saw from him. Some inset marks, kicked a goal, really tough sort of a kid, hard at it, some nice disposal, made a couple of mistakes, but yeah, just love this bloke's game. For the price that we paid for him as well, what a selection he's been for us, Buderick. Brown as well, again, another wonderful game. The rookies, and Buderick, your Brown, Rowell, obviously, Starcevic. Geez, they did well for us, didn't they? Looked really, really good as well, Brown. Grundy, 103. Certainly not at his best, but I think once he gets back to full fitness, recovers from that sore knee, then he'll be smashing out those big scores again. I'm not concerned whatsoever. Pitney, I've talked about him. what a selection. Look, I certainly didn't think that he'd replicate anything like he did in round 2, but yeah, certainly exceeded my expectations. I was hoping for anywhere between an 80 to 100. I would have been happy with that, but a 137, thank you very much. Thank you for the money. Naismith didn't play, but hopefully he does this week. Petrarca, don't know what's going on, but a 0 there. That's really, really frustrating. Because, if you have a Simpkin there, for example, that's 140 as compared to a 0. Again, I suppose if you got a Rosie, that's only a 30. So it is what it is. Segler, really, really happy with this selection. Absolutely wrapped. Looking a little bit dodgy last week, and I was almost questioning the selection in a way, but look at how the rucks are going this year. And yeah, I think it was in the first quarter with about, it might have been about 8 minutes to go. He was on 0. He was on a duck egg and then got a couple of quick head outs, nice clearance, few kicks. And then I think it was with about under 30 seconds to go, got rewarded for a really great tackle, slotted a goal, and he moved up to, I think it was 39 from memory, and then ended up on that 120, which was terrific. So well done, Segs. Really good week, mate. Brayshaw, this goal was on 59 at half time and basically didn't touch the ball after that. So I was sort of locking in a nice 100 for Brayshaw at half time, but sputtered up in the last half, as most of Freo did, and I'm pretty disappointed with that score in the end. But time on ground was up, which was good. Disposal efficiency was really nice. I think it might have been above 90. So not overly disappointed with the score, but it could have been so much better. Long, failed pick, on him out of the side. He did make money, but I don't know what his break even is for this week. But yeah, he won't be making any more money anytime soon, I don't think. Taylor, we probably saw this coming at some stage, a 44, but we can't expect 70s each week from our rookies, particularly someone like a Taylor who, wasn't, like a Matty Rowell, an out-and-out star. He's just been a real bonus for it, and we've got to cop those 44s on the chin. Sturt, disappointing. I talked about him before. Dusty was out. And King, 51. Well, I thought anywhere, around that 40, probably 30 to 50 mark was where King would be, and I think that we're going to see that most weeks anyway from him. So, yeah, that's how the team went. Disappointed with some, but really, really happy with others. Sicily bounced back, which is really good. Segler and McRae, really happy with those blokes for bouncing back. Spewing that I didn't get another score out of Petrarca, Viney, because there were some nice price rises coming there as well. Dev Smith, I think we've all got, as I said. Trades for this week, well, look, ideally I'd love to get in Jai Simpkin, love to get out Dan Houston. Well, actually, ideally I'll backtrack on that. Ideally I'd love to use no trades, but at this stage, I'm not too sure. I will make another video or two during the week, and I will discuss my trades then. But as I said, really, really liking the Jai Simpkin pick. I did watch him really closely on the weekend. I know that Cunnington was out, and he spends a heap of time in the midfield there. So some could argue that maybe he got some points off Cunnington, but he's got a role. I thought he was close to best on ground, Jai Simpkin. He's a really classy user. Makes some good decisions. Pretty tough sort of a kid as well. He's still at that price, I think about 480, where you can afford to get him in. I don't think that he's going to be a flash in the pan. I really don't. With someone like a Rosie, I worry more about his role. It's not about his talent, Rosie. If he was playing the minutes in the midfield that Simpkin is, then terrific. But yeah, Simpkin, I think he's a real deal, this kid. I didn't think that he was at first, but to be honest, I hadn't really looked closely at too many North Melbourne games, but I did watch him really, really closely on the weekend and super, super impressed. So he's a bloke that I'd be looking to bring into our teams if possible, if you're looking to get someone into your forward line, or maybe even chuck him in the midfield for now. Who knows? So I'll leave it there, guys. Hope your team went well. Let me know how you went down there in the comments section. I will make another couple of videos during the week. I'm planning on making a SuperCoach stock market video where I'll discuss some of the break-evens, those players that we may look to bring in, those players that we may look to have to move on, and possibly those players that may be a little bit of a trap and we do have to be careful bringing into our sides. But I will do that in the next couple of days. So, as I said, hope you're all going well. Stay fit, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Take care. Bye.